Great to have you, Alex.
Great to be here.
One of the things your piece does is look at the mindset that was pretty uniform in the Valley when things were flush, right?
Exactly. I was astonished that all these companies predicted that the COVID behavior changes would last forever. I mean, clearly, once you're allowed to go out and go to restaurants, hang out with friends outside of your home, your Netflix usage was going to go down. Same with Facebook and things like Shopify and Amazon. So why did all of them build as if that would last forever? And what I found was that the thing is, if you don't plan as if that would last forever, and it does, you're in some deep trouble. So they all went after the market, assuming that it would continue, even if it was only like a 10, 20% chance, because the risk is you either lose the market or you have to do what they're doing now, which is cut back a little bit, and they'd much rather do these small cutbacks than lose potential.
So you don't think they were caught completely blindsided, right? They knew there was a chance this was a big pull forward, but you had to take that chance.
Exactly. It was a calculated move. It was, they understood that the worst case scenario was a pullback like they're having right now. Their company still has their market. Lose the market and you potentially completely lose the game, and that's not acceptable for these companies.
Alex, it feels like everyone is now pulling back except for Alphabet. We spent a lot of time talking about Google's workforce and how they're still planning to hire this quarter. A lot of folks think that they're going to have to ultimately cut. But it's interesting, this examination done by The Information looked at its workforce. Just 5% of employees generate the majority of its revenue. That's search. They've been hiring like crazy in cloud. They are number third by a long shot. Can they afford to cut headcount here? If they can't, where do they cut?
I think every company can cut headcount. They've done so much hiring throughout the pandemic that there's always a little bit of room to cut. And I would actually say we've probably only seen the very beginning of this cutting. I mean, if you look at Meta, for instance, it was at 48,000 people before the pandemic. It went to 87,000. Now it's cutting down 10,000. Alphabet has had similar.
What's Sundar Pichai waiting for? Why haven't they announced cuts, which is clearly, what a lot of investors want to see from them?
I think what they are hoping for is that the economy. So why do you cut? You cut in a dip where you have to show cost cutting to the market. So they're waiting to see maybe we're not going to go into such a deep recession or a recession at all. And if we don't do that, they can potentially make those changes with hiring freezes. Maybe the Fed tails off with the rate raises and then you're okay. But I don't think that's going to be sustainable into 23. I think all these companies are being hesitant, and eventually those cuts are going to have to come.
Andy Jassy of Amazon has been asked several times last couple of weeks whether he regrets that build out. And he's sort of sliced it up a bit, right? He's talked about sort of the hardware infrastructure warehouse element, which maybe he doesn't regret. Maybe the labor, you could have been a little more discerning. But I wonder, you think that view colors their hiring plans over the next 5 to 10 years? Are they going to be more careful next time?
I don't think Jassy has many regrets. I mean, he's talked about it. When you're going to do a layoff, you're going to say, okay, we probably should have we made some mistakes we probably shouldn't have. But remember, Amazon announced that they're going to hire 150,000 people through the holiday season. So again, they are seeing some shifts. It's not as big as it used to be, but we just had the biggest Cyber Monday that we've ever had in history. So they are seeing some shifts, and they want to win that way. And, there is going to be these labor contractions for sure. But I don't, again, the meme is slow down. But with Amazon, I still see them putting their foot on the gas pedal.